Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Mother's Day service for 2021. It's nice to have everyone here and there joining us for this service this morning. It's always a special service to be able to acknowledge the mothers, all of our mothers. I'd like to introduce you to our chairpersons for today. Serving as our chairpersons for today, you might recognize Bear and Otter. We don't usually see them at service. You know, they come in the morning on Sunday and help to clean up the garden, and they're usually working hard outside when service is going on. And they might come in at the end and take a break and have a cup of coffee and just head on home. But today, I was able, a little bit shorthanded, so I asked them if they might be able to help me today for our service, and I asked them if they would mind serving as the chairpersons. So they were a little bit hesitant, you know, unaccustomed to coming to service on a regular manner on Sundays. So, but I encouraged them to help out, and so they're happy to join us, overcoming their shyness. So they're coming to join us for this Sunday. They have their masks on and still reminding us to be careful and cautious for ourselves and for others. And you can see they have their Enmanji, so they're ready for service. Very happy that they are willing to help us this morning and to step inside. People were very surprised and happy to see them joining us for service, and a little bit sheepishly they were joining us at the podium. So now we are ready for service. I'd like to share our service order with you today. We're going to begin with the reading of the three treasures and then the Rai Sanmon. Then I'll take my seat up on the altar. Today we're going to chant the Ni Rai. So first the Sambujo and then the Ni Rai. Nembutsu and Ekoku will complete the chanting portion of the service, and then I'll come back here for our Dharma message. Special Mother's Day Dharma message, kind of a continuation of the story of last week and Kameo-san and his school field trip. Okay, so with that we will begin. Please join me in the reading of the three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be freed from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Rai Sanmon. Ninjin ukegatashi imasude ni uku. Buppo kikigatashi imasude ni kiku. Konomi konjo ni mukatte dosezumba. Sarani izure no sho ni mukatte kakonomi o dosen. Daishu morotomo ni shishin ni sambo ni kieshi tatematsuru beshi. 自ら仏に消えし立てまつる。まさに願わくば主情とともに、大道を体現して無常意を起こさん。自らを法に消えし立てまつる。まさに願わくば主情とともに、深く共存に入りて知恵海のごとくならん。自らそうに消えし立てまつる。まさに願わくば主情とともに、大衆を通りして一切無下ならん。不常人人未明の法は、百千万号にも愛をことかたし、我今検問し従事することを得たり、願わくば如来の真実義を消し立てまつらん。ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー。三部上、十二来。 千日月諸女天空くしら古賀将来未だ尊観音頂大観中寿主寿名相将言道福芸道魔ケオマン古賀将来未だ尊海無苦交渉上習得経血尿国小作利悪徳自在古賀将来未だ尊実法名門菩薩衆無量小魔女三段一生修上願力中古賀将来未だ尊大法見知正家前言少女名誉大座お膝上如線の古賀将来未だ尊実法将来勝負し権限人図師判断戦後尊厳直行古賀将来未だ尊小無常無我と薬尿水月伝尿路一種説法無名字古賀将来未だ尊一尊仏説無悪名薬無尿になく道夫十人死心教一尊古賀将来未だ尊一尊無量勉強無所主悪知識往生不退死菩提古賀将来未だ尊仮説非尊功徳寺修善無変如海水小逆前言少女者衛生修上昇以降ナマナムナマナ Namanda, 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 namanda. Good morning again, everyone. Nice to have you all here and there to join us for this Mother's Day service. At many of our temples, maybe most of our temples, we acknowledge both parents, mother and father, and consider it Parents' Day. And so we can do that today. Many of you may have been here last week when I talked about the story of Kameo, the student in Japan, long time ago in Japan, maybe 100 years ago, and the field trip they were about to take. And the emphasis of the story was on Kameo's father, but for today, because it is Mother's Day, I thought maybe we could revisit the story, the same story, and look at the mother's role in this story, and to change the emphasis of the story, and to look at what the mother did, and not only what Kameo's connection to his father, but what mother was providing and nurturing him along the way. So if you weren't here, I would like to revisit the story a little bit quickly. Kameo and his classmates were in school, and the teacher announced that they're going to go on this field trip. And so everyone was so enthused to be able to go on this very special field trip. And part of it was that they would have to contribute to the cost of the trip. And so he announced that everyone's going to be able to, it's going to cost 3 yen. You know, this is a long time ago. Maybe now it'd be something like $8 or something. So 3 yen. So first he asked who would be interested to take this field trip, and everyone's hand just shot up immediately. And then he told them it's going to cost 3 yen for everyone to pitch in and help cover the costs of this trip. And Kameo was hesitant and pulled his hand back down, and he was sheepishly, his face was getting red and everything, and thinking that his father had passed away just a year before, and his family had very little money. And so he felt really bad about this, that probably not something he could do to spend this kind of money on a field trip. So slinking down and feeling bad, face getting red, and some of the other students noticed, said, look, Kameo is the only one that's not going to go. And he felt really bad. So he quickly blurted out, Sensei, I don't feel well, can I go home? And he ran out the door, and he had tears in his eyes, and went home. And there at home, he went to the home altar, and he's crying, saying, Dad, Father, why did you have to die? And so he's going through this, why did this have to happen to me? I felt so ashamed at that moment, and why do we have to be so poor? Father, why did you have to die? And he was crying and crying. And so at that moment, his mother came in. So today, being Mother's Day, I thought we would look again, not only thinking about Kameo and his father, but what his mother did at that moment. And so Kameo's mother stopped him and asked, what had happened at school, and did he get bullied, or did his teacher get mad at him or something? And so she listened intently as she encouraged Kameo to tell the story of what happened to him. And so he was able to tell this story. And so she felt very badly that Kameo had such an experience. And so she told Kameo about the story of his father, that he was ill for such a long time, and he wanted to do something for Kameo, but he had so little, and he had been sick for so long that they used a lot of the family funds, so there's so much he could not do. So he felt really bad about this, but he was always thinking of Kameo. And so in this sense, Kameo's mother kind of playing the role of Kannon Bosatsu, helping him along. And in Buddhism, there's a term called upaya. People in Alameda are familiar with that because the temple bulletin is called the upaya. But upaya means expedient means, and it means to do what is necessary to provide, to present the Dharma, to help people to connect to the Dharma. And so to do what is needed to assist others to be able to recognize and to see the truths of the Dharma. And so as Kameo's mother was talking about his father, she was kind of turning the Dharma, making the Pure Land a reality of where his father was. And so from the Pure Land, reconnecting Kameo with his father, and Kameo's father, having passed away and being in the Pure Land, but still, when he was alive, he was so concerned about Kameo, and still, even though he's passed away, he's still and always thinking about Kameo. So he had set aside 5 yen for Kameo to use on a special occasion, and so asked the mother to have this money ready. So if there was ever a time Kameo might need it, to provide this money with this story about his father. And we assume the father did save this money and did tell mother to share this story with Kameo, but maybe Kameo's mother just reinterpreted Kameo's father's thoughts and concerns about Kameo and shared this story as an upaya, an expedient means to be able to make him feel better, to make him connected with Father and his place in the Pure Land, making the Pure Land and the Buddhist teachings real to Kameo at this very troubling time. So it can be looked upon in that manner as well. So as I was thinking about the story with both parents, it could be that Kameo's mother is like Shakyamuni Buddha, who is historical Buddha and living a human life and coming to understand and recognize the truths of Buddhism. And Amida Buddha is like Kameo's father, who is no longer with us, but in this other reality that we call the Pure Land. And so together, Shakyamuni and Amida, Kameo's mother and father, guiding him along, and when he has a difficult moment, together they reconnect him to these truths of the Dharma. Mother is providing a real means to connect him to his father, giving him the 5 yen that his father left. The trip takes only 3 yen. Kameo, you'll still have 2 yen left. And so he's so bursting with pride and joy, and she suggested, why don't you go now? Just take the money right now to your teacher. And so he was overjoyed to be able to respond so positively and to be able to take this trip with the other students. So his heart was bursting with pride, being reconnected with his father, and he thought, I'm going to always carry the strength of my father in whatever I do. And so I want to live my life in this manner, doing my work and my father's work and helping my mother along the way. And so he kind of rededicated his own strength and determination to live his life in this manner. So together with both parents, mother and father, and especially today, looking at the role of Kameo's mother to be kind of like Shakyamuni Buddha, kind of like Kannon Bosatsu. And if we can look at our own mothers, and so many times, maybe when we were young, or maybe not so young, maybe through difficult times in our lives, or maybe we're going through that with our young ones and we're the parents. So roles kind of switch as we grow from young to old, and even As caregivers, we become adults to our elder children, taking care of our parents and things like that. And it goes back and forth that sometimes we need their guidance. Sometimes we're able to assist as well. And so in this story, there's sharing going on, and in each of our lives, this continuous sharing going on, and very appropriate that we acknowledge Mother's Day, Parents' Day, and this very special service that we come to every year. Parents' Day service, Mother's Day service, however we want to look at it. So thank you very much for joining us for this service today. It's always special to have you here joining us. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Okay, so thank you for letting me share this story of Kameo and his parents' school field trip with you. We will now prepare to Oshoko to light the incense here and there. Please prepare however you have set up to do, whether it is burning incense or flower petals, pebbles, whatever you have. So at this time, again, we'll close this service. Join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you very much. Thank you. Namanda, 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 Namanda.